Exchange, just so that we get this started on time. I'm Jonathan from Military Family Services, and you'll know by now, many of you have already joined in the web exchanges in the past, that I like to keep this on time because a lot of people squeeze this in between other things. So I just wanted to do a quick roll call just before we get started with Isabel, just to make sure I know how many people are on the line. So that I currently have, and if you're not in there, just unmute your microphone. Actually, I'll unmute all in a second, and just let me know if I've missed you. So I've got Teresa from Borden, May from Comox, Dean here from MFS, then we've got Noemi from Montreal, Lisa from Moose Jaw, Lynn from PEI, Mona from Trenton, Natasha from Wainwright. We also have Melissa Renier, and I wasn't sure whereabouts you are from, Melissa, so I'm just going to unmute everyone. So
I'm from Yellowknife on behalf of Rose Jasmine.
Excellent. Okay, thanks very much.
No problem.
Now, did I miss anyone along the way?
Sorry, Dean, I was away. I'm back.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Dean. Anyone else that I didn't just name off? Oh, sorry, and I forgot to mention Elka is here from Family Information Line as well. Okay. Sounds like we're ready to go. So just to let you know, we're recording this session just for the folks who weren't able to make it today so that they can view it later on the website. And without further ado, I'll pass it over to Isabel, who's going to talk about innovative services for FIL. Please make sure that you do mute your microphone while someone else is talking, and then just unmute when you need to talk as well. You're also welcome to use the chat in the bottom right-hand corner if that's easier instead of talking. So I'll turn it over to Isabel.
All right. Everybody can see me? Hi. So as Jonathan presented to me, my name is Isabel. Right now I'm acting coordinator at FIL, and I'm super happy to be here to kind of explain a quick review for FIL for those who might not know us completely. And then I have a few points of discussion that we can hopefully talk about together to kind of continue the great work that's been going on amongst everyone in the spirit of supporting military and veteran families. So just a quick review for those who might not know. So at the Family Information Line, we're 24/7, we're bilingual and confidential, and we provide personalized support to military and veteran families. So this can range from answering questions, resourcing, to more in-depth crisis management, supportive listening, and helping people find plans moving forward to help themselves overcome challenges. So that's what we do. We're available by phone and by email as well. So I have a couple points of discussion that I would like to bring forward, and that's the slide that's coming up soon. So I've divided that in a few different areas, like the way that we can best support the MFRC and collaborate together in an amazing way. So the thing that I came up with the help of Jonathan and the team, is the assistance during reduced staffing piece. So I know sometimes there's holiday hours, there's staff days. So I was hoping to see how, basically how that is going for everyone and how, like, certain challenges about that. I know for us, we are open during the winter holidays and staff, so we love to be kind of that gap filler, I guess, if I can use that word.
Any comments from the field?
Any comments? If I
comments from Montreal region.
Sorry, can you pull closer to your microphone? It's a little bit difficult to hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Do you hear me well?
The system has detected that a few lines are still connected to the conference and will attempt to end it.
Just hang on a second. Can you bring the microphone just a little bit closer?
Yeah, could you hear me now?
Okay. And you're on the WebEx, not the teleconference, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. That's much better.
So I'm Noemi from Montreal.
Hi.
What we do for the social worker, we currently have 4 social workers here at the MFRC. And for sure during winter vacation, most of the people are off, so we often refer the line for the family if they need services. But it's always something that come up during meeting and stuff that we need something like specific to inform the family, because it happens that they're all at the same time away. So.
Right. So if I understood the holiday period, sometimes there's like that gap there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and we love also hearing, like, exchanging prior to the vacations as well, in case there are certain parameters from the MFRC, for example, on this emergency line should be there, this and this, and we love exchanging before so we can best support the families in that particular region, right? So, for example, I'm trying to think, if during a certain amount of days, this ECC is swapped out for another coordinator, for example, for the emergency childcare. So we can update our list and we'll be fully prepared to kind of support the family in that region during that absence. So we always love to have those moments to exchange and to work really together on that. So, yeah.
And also, Isabel, you had a question by chat here. Do you get an increased volume of calls during the statutory holidays?
That's an interesting question. I think it stays stable, actually. Yeah, because sometimes you would think that the prices would spike, but not necessarily. It's kind of smooth sailing, so it's business as usual on our side. So we're there to handle whatever comes and assess and provide the supports as required. But good question. Yeah. Is there any other questions around that or around FIL that I can answer? I'd be super happy to answer anything. We can go to the other networking point that I also wanted to highlight. So I know we're so kind of separated in each of our isolated locations, and networking is something that we really strive to like successfully accomplish. For example, we have our working group, which has been working really well so far to connect everybody in their different roles and share together so we can work and build from what's being already done. And that's been really great. We're also there as well. So we often consult with MFRCs and different folks have different roles there. And we always are super welcome and open to the mutual relationship in that, sharing resources and providing support from like both sides, us on the phone and on site. Yeah, that's kind of a networking piece that I think is growing. How has everybody's experience been of that, if anybody wants to share? On the theme of, yeah?
I just unmuted everyone just in case you have something to share about that.
Yeah, here in Yellowknife, I'm part of the FSR working group since a couple of months now, and I find it really useful, especially the same page where all the resources are available for us when we need them. So yeah, and it's good to just exchange with the other coordinator. It's great.
Thank you, so. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to try to bridge and kind of nurture the relationship even with the geographical distance. And that's something we love to hear feedback and any ways that we can help people feel more connected together, more connected with us. Kind of segueing into connecting with MFS as well. I know sometimes at headquarters there's a lot of staff and different roles, and the roles can change. And we are actually located, like physically, obviously it's a separate office, but we're not too far from everybody at MFS, and we always are open to facilitating the connection with policyholders, for example. I know sometimes the interpretation, providing feedback to the specific people with specific portfolios. And that's something that we can kind of streamline as well. Yeah, and also on a other scale as well, client related, streamlining the connections with families and other service providers. Sometimes there's linguistic barriers, for example. Thinking of an example of kind of helping somebody walk through calling the base operator or connecting to the right person. Sometimes it can be not so obvious if it's in another language, for example, well, French to English. And we are, well, everybody on the team is bilingual, so we can kind of reduce those barriers as well when they present themselves in the spirit of connecting the person to the right place. How has everybody's experience been around facilitating connections, or any challenges that we can help with?
Teresa, did you have a comment to make?
No, sorry, it was someone in the room, and
okay.
We weren't muted, so.
Okay. Does anyone else have any experience with using Family Information Line to help streamline or facilitate connections? Or do you have any ideas about how they might be able to assist with some challenges you've run into in that regard?
Here in Montreal, I know one of the things that come up the most, really like the emergency childcare. This is really something that's really hard to manage and stuff. So I don't know if my coordinator in the separation and reunion is aware of the networking, but for sure I'm going to talk to her this afternoon and make sure she meet you guys with the group, because I know that's something she will be really glad to hear about it.
Yeah, and it's a great place to share. We take themes as well every month, so the working group members might have a specific challenge and they're looking for input from other deployment coordinators, for example. And it's a great platform for those exchanges to happen in a kind of informal way as well. It's, we have the PowerPoint, we have our WebEx, so kind of all virtually in the same boat. And we'd love to brainstorm together on specific challenges and see how we can help each other in that.
Okay, I think, Dean, you had your hand up.
Oops.
That was a mistake?
No, sorry, am I there? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I wanted to give an observation from the other end of it. I sit in the policy section, and quite frequently, as you know, Jonathan, you're part of the colleagues that all sit in this area. We frequently do get someone from Family Information Line reaching out to our section because of a comment or a question that they have had from the field. And when that happens, we all stop what we're doing, because I call them the one-ofs. Many times it's something that you don't encounter on a regular basis. And because we're all here, FIL will get the question, reach out to us, we brainstorm on it, and then it goes from FIL back into the field. So I just wanted people to be aware that that's not only a common thing, but it's a welcome thing that we enjoy participating in.
Yeah, absolutely. And from the other side as well, we love to kind of share information when we get it from MFS to our connections within the MFRCs, and it's great to connect over the phone directly, whether it be for a case consultation or generally speaking when we plan outreach and things like that. So it's kind of like this, what we're doing right now, live interactions, I think are very valuable. Yeah. I wanted to share too a little our new little fun stress balls, which we've been bringing out to outreach events. And actually this was like a collaborative work that we decided on the look of these and the colors through a little success story from the working group. One of our themes was talking about the promo items and what has been successful, tying that in with my voice and what came out as the most preferred items that the families would like to receive. So yeah, these are our little a little sense. I wanted to share those. Yeah.
So if we're, well, first of all, are there any questions from the field or comments? Okay, so none so far. So if you look at the 3 points that Isabel has made in terms of some of the new services that you might not have known about from FIL in terms of assistance during reduced staffing, networking, or facilitating connections. If you look at those 3, can you tell me what would be most useful for you and your staff? So maybe we'll just go down the list. Teresa?
I think assistance during reduced staffing is most helpful for us during either staff vacancies, holidays, weekends. The fact that you're 24/7, that's very beneficial.
Okay, excellent.
And bilingualism as well, sorry.
Yeah, okay. How about, I'm just going to unmute all here. How about Wanda? You joined us a few minutes ago. Which of those 3, in terms of assistance during reduced staffing, networking, or facilitating connections, would be most useful for you?
Hi, I actually had a lot of trouble logging in today, so yeah, it was probably 10 or 15 minutes trying to do it. So
no worries, we've got it recorded, so you're all good.
Perfect, excellent. Okay, I really love the idea that you're open on holidays. It's very, very difficult to get help for families who are in need of immediate assistance during the holidays. So I've been promoting this line heavily. I'd have to say it's probably the #1 resource, I guess, that I'm putting out there to our families these days. So yeah, and now, I mean, coming up to, we have a couple of holidays coming up and then extended through Christmas. This is definitely going to be my main go-to.
Okay, excellent. And how about May from Comox? What are your thoughts about what's the most useful of those 3 for you?
Just access to the website is really helpful, and I use it a lot for our clients. Okay.
Okay. So in terms of networking and the info that's available on the website?
Yeah. The part that I was surprised that was missing was access to the resume templates. I use that a lot.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. How about Vanessa from Greenwood? We can sort of hear you. It's a little bit scratchy. Okay, hang on a second, Vanessa. I think maybe part of the issue is that your microphone is picking up your speaker. So can you just switch off your speaker while you're talking? Sorry, Vanessa. It seems like you're getting some interference. So maybe if you could use the chat to just mention a few of the things that you've found useful between those 3: assistance during reduced staffing and networking and facilitating connections. So how about now Terry? What are your thoughts, Terry from Kingston? What are your thoughts about what's useful of those 3 services?
Terry's saying he has no microphone.
Okay. So let's see. No microphone. Okay. So Terry, if you would just want to use the chat to mention which of those 3 you find useful, and feel free to mention other things that you've found useful or would find useful as well, because that's what these sessions are for. So how about Noemi from Montreal?
Actually, I think all of them are really useful.
Yeah.
Totally, we could use it. we have a new social worker in the reunion group, so for sure I'm going to talk to her about it. And facilitating connection, this is mostly what FIL, because in Montreal we're a French province. So for sure helping with language support and everything, that's all the stuff that we mostly need all the time.
Excellent.
À n'importe quel moment, Noémie, si tu veux nous appeler à la ligne 800, on est là, on est disponible. Puis ça nous fera plaisir de communiquer ensemble.
Merci beaucoup.
Okay. Thanks, Noémie. How about Lisa from Moose Jaw? Oh, I think she might have had to sign off. So, Lynn from PEI?
Hi, everybody. We're a very small MFRC. There's only 6 staff in total. So we only have 2 full-time coordinators and 1 part-time. So really, every aspect of this will come in handy at one point or another. And we do get a lot of one-offs because we're dealing with a heavily reservist population, and they're all over the island. So this is really great. I have an office in Summerside. Everybody else is in Charlottetown. So I work quite isolated most of the time from the rest of the team. So knowing I can go to this website and just, like, the answers are usually there. So that's really great, and definitely I'm just thinking my newsletter submission is due, and I'm definitely going to plug Family Information Line again this month, and I think we need to do it a little more often.
Thanks for sharing.
Okay, excellent. And how about Mona from Trenton? Let's have a look at the chat. Now, just going back to the chat, it sounds like Mona has had to sign off as well. Yeah, so Terry mentioned he put an arrow near the box. So that's, Terry found it most useful, the assistance during reduced staffing, holidays, and vacation. And Vanessa mentioned our go-to resource for our clients during holidays or center closures is the FIL. And we really stress to our clients that this line is 24/7 and offers bilingual service. And Natasha also mentioned that here in Wainwright, the assistance during holidays and vacation is something we promote and add to our out-of-office emails. So that's excellent feedback that's been so useful for you guys. For Lynn and Borden, they mentioned that just wanted to clarify and confirm that FIL would also be providing MFS policy folks are being kept apprised of trends and issues in the event that policy requires to address the MFRCs in general. So Lynn, are you talking about, you know, if you guys raise an issue with the FIL, is that being discussed among the MFS staff in general? Is that what you're referring to?
Oh, sorry, I muted and unmuted. Yes, that's correct. It's Lynn.
Okay. Yeah, and like Dean mentioned earlier, one of the great things about being in the cubicle world is is that we're constantly communicating with each other. So so yeah, FIL is just down the hallway from the rest of us, and we're often in and out of each other's offices discussing the various issues. And Family Information Line has really become the resident expert in being able to reach out and figure out who is the best person to answer which question. So yeah, absolutely, we share those kinds of things on a daily basis. Okay, so just checking the chat again. I think I missed Natasha from Wainwright. Did you have any observations on those 3, and which would be or has been most useful for you? There you go. I unmuted you. Natasha? Oh, sounds like you're typing in the chat. Okay, see above, you have it already. Perfect. Okay, excellent. And And then we've got Melissa from Yellowknife.
For us, yes, it's really the assistance during holidays, since I'm the only social worker here, and Yellowknife, well, we don't have that much mental health services, so it's always good to be able to refer our clients to the FIL. And as a social worker, I really find the FSR working group helpful, so I would say all of them are really good resources, yeah.
Okay, great. Excellent. And if you guys, I mean, this is, the web exchange is meant to just be a informal chat, but also an opportunity, sorry, I'll turn the camera here, an informal opportunity for you guys to offer any suggestions, but it's definitely not the only opportunity. So feel free, you know, if you think about something after the fact that, oh yeah, a client mentioned to me, or a family came to me the other day, and maybe this is something FIL could help out with, then by all means contact us and contact FIL, and we can chat about it, because that's how some of these great new services are developed, right? Or suggestions from the field.
Yeah.
All right. So did you have any other last comments, Isabel? Or?
I think that sums it up. Thank you everyone for participating, and I look forward to hearing from you guys and seeing each other in the future.
Okay, excellent. So hopefully we'll see you at next month's web exchange as well. I'll be sending around an email about that, as well as the link to where you guys can find a video on this for the folks who missed it, as well as all the other web exchanges that we upload to YouTube, just to make it fine. So thanks, folks, for joining us on your lunch hour, and have a great rest of the day.
Hello, it's ready to go. We're all fine now. Jonathan, are you there?
I am still here.
Can we ask a question? Or
Sure, absolutely.
If we have a question specifically, is there a contact for us to contact at FIL, or do we call the 1-800 number?
We'll call it 1-800.
Yeah, so Isabel was just saying that she would call the 1-800 number, just because it's a 24/7 line, and there's often a lot of shifts involved, right? So if you have one particular contact name, maybe it's not the perfect person to contact at that particular moment in time. So 1-800 will get you to the person who's on the line.
And we're a small team as well, all in the same office. So if you give a message to someone and it's not the right person, or for whatever reason, it'll get back to us. We have our system. We share information really well within our small internal team. So I would go 1-800 or the FIL at CAP Connection for sure.
Thanks, Isabel. But who would be our contact at MFS?
Oh.
At MFS for you can contact any one of us. We have a no wrong door policy, so basically, I mean, you're welcome to contact anyone whose contact information you have from MFS, and then if we're not the right person to answer that question, we'll just make sure that we redirect you to the person who is.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Was there any other questions about contact people, or any other questions at all that you had?
Not from us in Borden.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, and if other ideas come along the way, or other questions, then feel free to throw them our way.